Mark. I'm going to be your tour driver for the next hour or so. All this started back in 1957 and completed back in 1959. If you happen to look to your right or on the passenger side, you're going to see the very first original tunnels that were built for this track. Now the height of those tunnels is only 7 foot 6. Well, back in that time, in that era, we didn't really have the high RVs and different motorhomes that are traveling on the road today. The actual drivers would actually drive their stock cars right off the road in through those tunnels to get on this track.
That's kind of cool. How cool would it be to like...
This track does get you between 250 and 270 feet a year. It's a pretty busy track. But we also do a lot of stuff in the parking lots as well.
Did I last so far?
I don't know, but now's a good time
to give you an idea of some of the major events that take place here at the Daytona International.
I'm pretty sure you did.
We had the World 24 race, which is a 24-hour endurance race. February they have speed week. Speed week, in case you don't know what that is the actual Daytona 500 race. That's usually a sold-out venue here, so if you're ever interested in getting a ticket, you may want to purchase these tickets probably online. The very next thing that takes place here in February is the Bike Week. Now, Bike Week is world known, so you get a lot of travelers coming from all over the world just for biking. Bike Week pretty much takes over pretty much all the Daytona Beach. You'll find them all over. Also, what they do is on the inside of this track, with all the different vendors and everything they have, they will also set up part of this track as a dirt motocross track. Now, I'll show you exactly what that is when we get on the inside.
Toyota! Haha.
The next thing that takes place here is in August, this is the Coke Zero Sugar 400 race. That's another big race that takes place.
That screen is broken.
And then after that we have in November what they call a turkey run. Now the turkey run is a huge car show, Flossy. If you've never been to one of them, you might want to check it out because it's pretty interesting with all the different ideas that people have with all the vehicles that they convert. The very next thing is in December.
Race cars.
World Karting Week. Now during World Karting Week, that is pretty much designed around adults and children as well. So what they do is it's all about little go-karts that come in. Now some of these go-karts are designed to do about 150 miles an hour. Sort of a welcome message I'd like to play for you.
Hi, this is three-time Daytona 500 champion Jeff Gordon. I'm pleased to welcome all of you to Daytona International Speedway. Nearly 60 years ago, small-town auto mechanic named Bill France Sr. dreamed of creating a racetrack that was bigger, faster, and more exciting than any before it. In the ensuing decades, his belief in big dreams transformed Daytona International Speedway into the world center of racing. Synonymous with names like Petty, Earnhardt, and Allison, Daytona International Speedway has captured the imaginations of the millions who have set foot on these hallowed grounds. Now, Bill France's dream has taken yet another step forward with the reimagination of this American icon, blending the modern amenities that today's sports fans demand with the heritage that race fans expect from Daytona. As 2016 saw the closest finish in the history of the Great American Race, it not only conjured memories of Johnny Beauchamp and Lee Petty's three-wide photo finish in the inaugural 1959 Daytona 500, but reminded race fans everywhere that a reimagined race experience hadn't changed the core of what Bill France envisioned decades ago. Welcome to the World Center of Racing.
Okay, folks, also when we travel through, we're going to be going through some pretty tight gates. So please try to keep your arms, hands, legs, and feet inside the camera at all times. One of the gates we're coming up to is our first gate that we're going to come to. I do want you to
I don't know what we're talking about.
You got to see to your left.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to see a double-sided no-go sign. Now there's three other signs identical to that along the course of the track. There's one on each major turn. If you look up in the middle of these double-sided signs, you're going to see three. Those are actually track spotters. Those spotters will sit there and they'll watch for any debris or any kind of hazards that are on the track. And they'll report that to the track officials. Our quarter mile Daytona flat track. That little track over there behind the school has been used by
those K-trucks?
Motorcycles.
What?
That's K-trucks.
Now you know the first tunnel
K-trucks.
or pass rather, those are only 7 foot 6 inches. This is one of the newest tunnels that got built back in 2004. Well, at the time of this build, it was right about when we had 3 major hurricanes that came through. Well, they ran into a little issue because the tunnel actually ended up underwater for a while before they could get it completed. But it was finally completed just before the first race. Now you're also going to see some photos on both sides of this tunnel when we go down into it.
He didn't
The
stop.
ones on the left are memorable moments from the NASCAR Cup Series track winners, and the ones on the right are some of the different tunnel races that take place here at Daytona.
Now's the perfect time to build up speed.
Mr. Belfast Sr., he's the founder of NASCAR and also the founder of this track. He had a vision many years ago. His vision was to have the largest and the fastest and the perfect silver track ever built.
I wonder how many times they failed
Now,
that.
you can see a weight on the driver's side. You're going to see turns 1 and turns 2.
Look at that.
Now, between that yellow line and the white wall,
Oh my gosh.
it's only a 40-foot distance. If you were to stand that up, straight up and down, you're looking at about a 4-story building. Now, that 40 foot, when there's a race going on with NASCAR Cup Series drivers, they'll go through there about 3 cars, sometimes even 4 cars wide. But they'll be doing about 190 miles an hour. Now, when they're 4 cars wide, there's only about an inch to spare. Well, the problem with that, the slightest little tap on one of those cars could send that car right into that wall. Now, that wall that's at the top of that is called the SAFER wall. SAFER stands for Steel and Foam Energy Reduction. The first layer of that wall is actually 9 miles of hollow steel tubing. Behind that, you'll see the little styrofoam triangles, and then that's up against the concrete wall. So when the car does come in contact with that wall, it actually absorbs some of the energy. By doing that, they found that it also absorbs a lot of the energy so that the drivers don't get injured. Now the angle of that wall is actually 31 degrees. It's pretty steep. And you're going to see that when we get closer. Just on by turn 1,
Imagine driving
turn
here.
2, we're going to be heading down towards the back stretch. The back stretch is about 3,000 feet long, and that drops down to a 3-degree angle. There's no part of this track that's completely flat, and that's all designed for rain and runoff. That makes it a little bit easier to get that track dried out.
Wow. There's a lot of
Now, because it's such a special day like today, to treat you guys a little bit better, we're going to go out here on this track. I'll let you actually experience one on these curves.
Gate 160. Oh my. Hi, mommy. This would definitely get like a lot of views. What? How cool would it be to rent this place out for a day?
Now to the right of us, on the other side of this white wall and that steel cage, is the actual Daytona International Airport. So you'll see that there's a lot of people that will commute in to these big races and they'll actually fly into this airport and go over here to the track.
Oh man, this is cool. Hi.
We will be heading into turn 3.
Yeah.
And also into
Should
turn
be.
4. All these turns are all the same degree angle, all 31 degree angles. Mr. France started this dream way back then. He come down from actually Washington, D.C. area is where he was living. But he heard about all the racing taking place down there on the Daytona beach. So he got interested in that and wanted to go down and check it out. Well, this is what inspired him to build all this. Now he also has a few other tracks around. And the other one right now that they just had a race on yesterday was actually the Talladega. Now he owns that track as well. Now the Talladega is a little bit bigger track than this one. This one here is 2.5 miles. The Talladega track is 2.66.
Look at that.
When we get into these banks, you're going to see how this is 31 degrees. The Talladega track, those banks are 33 degrees. Even that 2 degrees more makes those banks really, really steep. So now that you're right next to turn 3 here, just picture 3 cars and even 4 cars wide going between that yellow line and the top of that wall.
Look how high that is now.
Well, like I was saying, we did pass one of the other Sunoco signs, but there's another one coming up as well. Those are also where the other spotter seats are. And there's multiple spotter seats all around the whole track. But those are the ones that are the biggest ones that they watch for. So now coming down off of turn 4, we're going to be going into a little less deeper of a grade. So this grade here drops down to around 18 degrees. And also it's going to be putting us right in front of our venue. Now the venue was actually they started building that back in 2013 and completed it in 2016. They called that the Daytona Rising. The price of this project was over $400 million. There's over 100,500 seats in this venue. If you see all the multicolored seats, that's done for an optical illusion for the television cameras.
So the what?
Optical illusion for the television.
When the television cameras pan across those seats, it makes it appear that there's people sitting in those. That is never an issue with the Daytona 500. Like I said, this venue is always sold out. Now looking to your left, you're going to see the Sunoco station. That's one of two Sunoco stations that are on the infield. That is the official fuel for NASCAR. Get up a little bit closer, you're also going to see the black and white seats. Those are called the tri-oval club seats. Those do cost a little bit more to get into, and I'll show you the entrance to get to those seats. But what's nice about those is it puts you pretty much right in line with the start-finish line. Now coming up on your left, down on the pavement, you're going to see this yellow line. This is the start of pit row. Pit row is about 1,600 feet long. When those cars come off of this track, doing probably 190 miles an hour, when they hit that yellow line to come into pit row, they got to be doing under 55 miles an hour. If they're not, they actually get hit with a penalty, which takes time off of their score. Now you're going to see also to your left the big steel towers here. There's another one a little bit more towards the west on the other side of the main building. Those towers are actually for a 40-foot by 80-foot Jumbotron television. When I talked about March having bike week here, and they built that super motocross track, all this grassy area you see right here to your left, they pull in about 300 dump truck loads of dirt, and they actually make a motocross course right here on this grass.
Dang.
So I'll pull up close enough right here to the start-finish line. I'll try to go as close as I can, so this way here you guys can get some good photos if you want. But just look at that angle. That angle right here is 18 degrees. The high bank turns are 31. Even this is pretty steep at 18.
Okay. This is so cool. Imagine how many times I have to redo the paint.
Okay, now looking back towards your left here on the driver's side, you'll see all those numbers on the wall. Those are for each spot for all the drivers. Now there's 40 spots that goes from 1 to 40. Now if you happen to notice, also if you look, you'll see it goes from 1 all the way up to 12, and then jumps to 12A, and then from 12A to 14. Well, Mr. France was very superstitious, and he didn't want any numbers of 13 on the wall. So he decided to call it 12A. That's why you won't see a 13 now.
Oh my goodness, that is quite the view.
And usually, like for the Daytona 500 and even the Coke Zero Sugar 400 race, all this grassy area, they'll actually paint all their logos out there. But right after the Daytona 500, usually the driver will come out here and he'll spin it all up. But it doesn't really matter because in March is when they bring in all that dirt. Now I am going to bring you into the Relic chute, which is going to put us right at Victory Lane. When we get out here at the Victory Lane, I'll have you exit to your left. We'll drop all the chains, exit to your left, and we're going to go into Victory Lane. I just ask you to be very careful because the painted floors can be a little slippery, and also we're not allowed to go up on the stage or into the bleachered areas. But I'll tell you kind of what's going on in that area when the race drivers.
Look at that.
Daytona's winningest manufacturer. I love it.
Okay,
exit to the left.
We're not really in the race.
Uh,
You guys want to get out here?
I'm getting out.
Okay.
Sure.
Don't blame me.
All right.
This way.
I'm kind of tired. Just be careful of the black and white checkered floor because that does get a little slippery.
This is so cool. Oh gosh, mother, I slept.
Okay, folks, we can't go up on the stage, but you're more than welcome to stand in front of pictures anytime. Take all the photos you want. Okay. I'll explain to you what really takes place in this area. All the bleachers behind you that don't have a place to sit, those are actually for television cameras as well as they are up on the top of that building right there. They'll set up up there. Now there's also spotters on the top of that building. Those spotters are up there are actually drivers of the cars. They'll let the drivers know what's in this one on the track. And also where that W is, you'll see a blank part of the railing, that's also for television cameras. So they have them here, here, and they also put them up on the top of this building. So a lot of times when you see the race on TV, you look at that track on television, it makes it look like that track is flat. And now that you guys have seen it in person,
It's not flat.
there's no such thing as a flat track in Daytona. It's all an optical illusion. Now, a lot of times when the driver wins the race, they roll the car in through that gate, the park is here, the driver will be up here, maybe even the owners, a couple sponsors or whatever. That driver, they don't do any of the interviews here, they do that in the next building, which is called the Media Center. But this is the whole area right here where they actually shoot off the champagne and they'll fire the confetti cannon off at it. And you'll see that winning car, this year's Byron's car, in the museum when you go in there. You'll see all the confetti stuff. After everything's all done here, and the driver's taken, the car gets taken away from the garage, they'll drain that car of all the fluids completely, and then it sits in our museum for about 363 days. That's all part of the contract.
Right.
They're not allowed to take that car back until they have it. And they only get it back like 3 days. When that motor's sitting with no fluids in it, you're not sure they're not going to run that same motor. I'm sure it's got rust built up.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Now the first level of this building is actually a banquet hall. The second floor is actually a dining area. The third floor is the high dollar club floor. And at the very top is what we call President's Club. A lot of this building will contain like your sponsors, drivers, owners, celebrities will be in this building. Maybe I'm in there if I got a mop on the floor. I'm going to do that. All high dollars to get in this building. This is where all the action is here for these drivers.
Oh, I just realized there's a Corvette up top there. Oh, no umbrella for you, mother.
Nice.
Maybe.
Nice for your mother.
This is cool. Look at it. My knees are wet. Specifically my knees.